Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a really long time, but I wanted to make a sequel to a video that I made apparently 6 years ago. It seems like a little bit less, but this is going to be a sequel to the video that I made about my brother William. So there have been some really good updates. Things that I haven't made any videos about that I actually wanted to touch on. So I figured, right now is the best time to do it. So let's do it. So you guys have already seen the video that I made, hopefully, about my brother Will. All of those traits, everything stands. Here we are 6 years later in April of 2026. But I just wanted to add some things. So I had made that video not long after my mother had passed, and there's my cat Matilda jumping across. Um, so my mom had passed in 2021, 5 years ago, and my brother obviously flew home. I think I would have absolutely fallen apart right then and there. But my brother kept me afloat. Thank God. Um, and then we fast forward to more recent years. My brother's son, my nephew, is now an adult. Um, he didn't have the best childhood. My brother did everything he could to make sure that he was the best father to his son, and he did that. He exceeded that. Um, and then some. I just I don't think there has ever been more valuable parenting than that. And throughout all the odds, throughout circumstances, my brother, like I always said, is just the integrity and everything, and he did his job. As he said, he's like, "Hey, I did my job." My nephew has his own place, has a good career so far, and it was kind of weird because I had a coworker tell me about, like, oh, his last kid moved out, and then, like, not long after, my brother's like, yeah, he got his own place. It's like, wow, you're almost an empty nester, but you're not, because you still have your stepdaughter. Um, so my brother actually remarried a couple years ago. So I actually have a sister-in-law that I actually like now, as compared to one that I really didn't. But hey, that's the past. Whatever. Um, but yeah, so my nephew, I've got to see him a couple times. I've been out to see my brother when he did get remarried. Um, so that was fun. We had to go on to a local place for food when I was out there a couple years ago. And they had given us salsa with the chips naturally, because we're talking about Tucson. And my brother's like, "Oh, you should get the spicier thing." I'm like, "Okay, yeah." Like, do you think I'm gonna back down? You kidding me? So our waitress had come back, and she's like, "Oh, you already got it." I was like, "I already told my brother I thought this was a really good salsa." I was like, "You want some?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Yeah, you're a wuss." Will, I love you, man. I do. Don't get me wrong. I do love you, but you are my brother, so if someone's gonna pick on you, it's gonna be me, right? That's what sisters are here for. Um, but yeah, so I had actually gone back to grad school. Um, I had tried to go back via Arizona online a couple of years ago. It just didn't pan out because of, like, circumstances and whatnot. But then last year, Here's Matilda. Matilda's one of my Panthers. She's like, no, I don't want to be in the picture now. Let me go. Okay, girl. Um, but yeah, I had gone back and didn't work out. Had things going on, and that's Matilda flying across the camera for whatever reason. Um, so fast forward a little bit. About like I don't want to say like a year and a half ago, a little bit more than that. My alumni had a thing where they're like, "Hey, alumni, you get 20% off of tuition." I'm like, "Well, if that ain't a sign, I just don't know what is." So I went back. Um, I'm in my last semester actually. I finish up in a couple weeks, but um, through some of the classes that I've taken, I've actually thought about a lot of things. I've thought about do I want to do a PhD, and I actually am thinking I'm probably going to. I need a break after all this because holy crap, I've been in this last semester. I've been teaching two classes at the local community college, tech and trades, and taking two grad classes and working full time as an engineer, and I'm just beat. I am just I am absolutely just tired. I don't have anything else to I just don't have anything else to give. I'm ready to be done. I'm excited to be done. I've got my graduation regalia. I'm excited. But one of the things, pardon the noise, I need to do something with my TV here. Just give me a second here. There we go. So I thought about system engineering. I thought about some other things like electrical, which is my major focus, mechanical, which is my minor. I've taken a mix of both in my for my grad degree, which will still be electrical, but I have some mechanical electives, and it's been really a lot of fun taking some of these classes. Don't get me wrong. Um, so gathering my thoughts here. Give me some time. Not as young as I used to be. So I thought about like engineering education, right? And I've thought about how does education vary between vocational and engineering. I've made a video about this not that long ago, but I know I brought up my brother, but I just wanted to just really, here we are like a summer later almost, just say, okay, well, where do I stand now? And basically, my brother and my nephew included, and our father before us, God rest his soul, I think the brains that we all have, I think, are relatively extremely similar. And I think that there is the side of engineering that is conceptual. And when I say and believe me, when I say engineering, I really should expound to say that anything technical, because that curiosity, that aptitude to understand things as you see them, you experience, blah 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 blah. I don't think it matters if it's like technician level, electricians, mechanics, or engineers. Like you have to have that is a common trait that will make all of those roles more successful. Okay. Now the difference between my brother and I is I am well, I'm a lot better at math, and I am also cuter. Sorry, not sorry, Will. You're better at relationships. You're better at spatial understanding of things, which for me needs a lot of work. I've grown. I've grown to do that. And your son, my nephew, is well, the apple didn't fall far from the tree, thank God. And only my brother and I and my nephew know exactly what that means. But yeah, believe me, it is. You could not have opted for a better outcome. Believe me. He actually reminds me a lot of my dad, which I think is great. Because my dad was just more of the same. Um, it's that's a compliment that he reminds me of my dad. So yeah, so I wanted to make this. My sister in law, her birthday is it's coming up in the future. I was gonna like say, hey, I'm gonna post like the older video that I made, but I just wanted to make a follow up because yeah, I told my brother this. I firmly believe it. I have no reservations on saying it, but I can talk to my brother and my nephew, really, for that matter. We can talk anything that deals with technology, and that can be anything from how do we cook things. Then my nephew will say the answer is tacos. That's how I know, like he's one of us. He's like tacos. Can't argue with that answer. I really can't, man. I can't. Um, but we all have the same like aptitude, everything, and we love technology. We absorb it. We understand it. Um, we have all been all adaptable. My brother from the mechanical side, going into other things. Me from the computer, the logic, the pattern side, becoming an electrician, and then branching over to more mechanical things, which my mom always said that I never had aptitude for. So, mom, I love you. God rest your soul, but yeah, because here I am now. So, how do you like me now, mom? And yes, I would have said the same thing to my mom if she was still alive. I really would have. I love my mom, but yeah, I would have said the same thing. So, my brother and I are in the same league. We're not far apart in age, experience. Um, we're so similar. It's weird. It's just weird how similar we are. Considering we have, night and day personalities, but we're just man, it's just kind of weird if somebody said, hey, if they were to ask my parents if they were still alive, what do your kids do? And they'd be like, kid one does this, kid two does that. They would probably say maybe they're night and day, but nah, we're very, very, very similar. Very similar, same people, and like I said before, thank God my nephew is right with us. Because thank God. But yeah, so that's our sequel to my brother. He is awesome. He is still awesome. And you know what, Will? So am I. So that's it, guys. Uh, that's it for now, and I'll talk to you guys next time. All right. Peace out.